From sunrise to midnight, we vibe right. Classics, convo, culture in the limelight. No static, just soul. No drama, just gold. Cruising's the frequency that never gets old. Cruising, gonna do what pay. Real talk, real sound, real great. We don't just play the hits, we are the way. Turn it up, don't hesitate. Cruising, yeah. Where the music elevates. Feel the rhythm, whispers take control. On his journey, let the beats unfold. Final crackle, talk box, breathing life. Timeless cruise, sharp as a knife. Ooh, electric licks cutting through the air. Soulful vibes everywhere, and you feel the flare. Cruising till one day. Real talk, real sound, real great. We don't just play the hits, we are the way. Turn it up, don't hesitate. Cruising, yeah. Where the music elevates. Let's keep it real. In these moments, you know how we feel. Grown folks' music, it's a sacred place. Hit the airway. Find your grace from the funk to the soul. You'll find your truth. Cruising radio, we're living proof. Hey, real talk, real sound, real great. We don't just play the hits, we are the way. Turn it up, don't hesitate. Cruising, yeah. Where the music elevates. Oh. Keep it locked. Keep it tuned to your favorite frequency. It's coming soon. Cruising radio, what on? Hey, where soul meets frequency, all night and day.
What's good, everybody? This is your boy Cruz of East from the East, and this is Cruising Radio 102.8 TV here on a Friday night. We're 12 days into December, and we got so much going on. And tonight we're going to be talking about it because it is vitally important that everybody that's in South Richmond and various parts of Chesterfield know what's going on. We have a firehouse election. Last Sunday, we kicked it off with getting Mike Jones down the expressway. Now we want to make sure that he makes it all the way in January. But before we get there, we got some important things to do because we got a young lady that's here with us tonight. She is no stranger to Cruising Radio 102.8. We've interviewed her several times, and we're glad to have her back tonight. But before we get started, you know what? I want to thank our sponsor, the G Law Firm, for allowing us to continue to do what we do. If you've been injured, it's no fault of your own, contact the G Law Firm. They are relentless, reliable, and they have a great reputation. They've been handling cases in the Richmond and Central Virginia area for over 40 years. They're going to tell you what your case entails. They're going to let you know from beginning to end what you can expect with them. So you don't want to listen to the other insurance companies. You don't want to talk to the adjusters before you consult with the G Law Firm. You can give them a call at 804-226-4111, 804-226-4111, or you can go to the website, glawfirm.com. You know what? Tell them that Cruz sent you over. All right, I certainly appreciate that. Hey, everybody, we'll get this thing going tonight. I got the beautiful, the intelligent, the hardworking, the effervescent young lady with me tonight, Miss Michelle Mosby, who is running for District 77, the House District 77. Hey, Miss Michelle, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing wonderful, doing wonderful. Thank you so much for finding some time on this Friday evening to let me come on the show. I really appreciate it.
Well, we thank you for finding time because you've been like it was up with the chickens and running all over the place. So even
Sometimes you
even
gotta do it.
yeah, even the chickens have gone to bed. You still up, but that's hey, that's where you have to do it. Again, we're so glad to be here tonight with you, and again, you're taking time out of your schedule to talk with our audience. And again, those of you that are tuning in with us, we're going to be airing right here on Cruise Inc. Radio 102.8 Facebook page. We're on my personal, and also for those that are not on Facebook, you can go to our Cruise Inc. Radio 102.8 TV page on YouTube. So we got you guys covered. And again, we thank the G Law Firm for being with us. Uh, Michelle,
Yeah.
you've been in this political realm. In fact, I just, for kicks and giggles tonight, I Googled you, and the first thing that came up is politician. Do you consider yourself a
Wow.
yeah, it says politician. I'm like, you know,
They got it wrong. They got it wrong.
how
I'm
did
a
how did they have it wrong, Michelle?
because I am a public servant. I
Okay,
don't see myself as a politician.
okay,
Um, that's I think that they have it wrong. I think for me, being on city council, becoming a delegate, is not necessarily a political thought process for me. It's um, trying to see the where I can lend experiences and expertise to the masses in such a way that we can create policy that's going to help change communities for the better, not politically
so
politician.
right, exactly. So when people think of politicians, they have a tendency to want group all politicians in together, and there's some negative connotation with that. And so I totally agree with you. We're not looking, and I think the masses would agree, we're not looking for politicians. We are looking for public servants. And again, that word servant, is vitally important. Deaconos,
Yeah.
if we were to go ahead and
Yeah.
use the term, the spiritual term, again, uh, let's go back a little bit here. Why did you first decide to even have that desire to become a public servant?
So back in 2012, it all kind of started there. It my love and empathy for a community of people who have been justice involved started prior to 2012. I founded a nonprofit called Help Me Help You back in 2008 because what I saw was people coming home from incarceration and the the wraparound services, um, the holistic approach to help someone um, become stable and beyond were not necessarily a real reality. They would throw around this slang about do the time, do the crime, do the time, and all is well, and all of those kind of silly things. But none of that is to me was an actuality. They weren't fine. Their family wasn't fine. It was still a broken system outside of the system. And so it was the push for me to first just talk to the representative that we had in place. And after realizing that that representative um, kind of didn't get it. Then I decided, okay, well, let me kind of jump in and figure out how to do some things. Being honest with you, I had no idea what being a city council representative, what it all encompassed. I had no idea. I knew that I had a love for people. I knew that there had to be something that I could learn to do. It's something that I could do. If I got the passion and empathy for it, then the rest of the pieces I can learn to do. And so I jumped in to figure out how to make it happen. And we
And
made
so
some good progress.
they're rolling ever since.
Been rolling ever since. But you know, in elected office and out, because I believe that when you are a true public servant, you don't have to be in the elected office to serve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I co-sign on that one. You're right. You know, we would like to be, where we can be movers and shakers and have impact, but sometimes the cars don't always fall that way, and you have to continue. If you are a true public servant, you're going to find some way to serve the people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, all right, we're fast forwarding here to December 2025. Really started uh, your quest for the to become a delegate. When did you say, you know what, I want to do that? I really want to get back into this race after coming off of the mayoral election, because we know that was extremely grueling. Most people, you know, case in point, kind of like want to take a break for a minute and regroup, but like basically said no. What was the igniter for you getting back into this arena?
So after the mayor election, I was also in my thought process done. It took a lot, a 2 year moment in time to run for mayor. My family was tired. I was tired. It was just a lot. Um, at the end of so November 4th, 2024, the election happened. Then there was 2 weeks, I believe, after that, and my dad fell and broke his hip. And it changed the real dynamic of how our family um, maneuvered when the guy that has been the guy for 80 some years is now broken his hip and he's down. And so I jumped in, me and my mom, to do the things that we needed to do with my dad. And then things got better, then things got worse. And then in April, my dad passed. And
So
so I appreciate that. And so our family had to really figure out in a space where my dad was my dad. And so the answer to running for office was still a no for me
okay,
at this point. And then we in the ninth district have decided within ourselves to have roundtables. So we get together, we have roundtable discussions, the school board representative, our council representative, Delegate Jones, and myself. I'll call us and say, hey, you guys, I just want us to get around the table and talk. We want to make sure that the ninth district is continuously moving forward. We never want to be in a position where we are last, like we were last when I became the council representative.
right.
And so we continue to have these conversations. So in the spirit of doing that, Delegate Jones and I had a conversation, and I had told him no, I was not running. And then in June, after April, my dad passed. In June, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so it was a 2025. Like, what is really going
Right,
on?
right, yeah, absolutely.
And so again, I'm in the no factor because I've got a lot going on. My headspace is trying to figure out what exactly is God doing.
Oh,
Like, are you on vacation, God? Did you leave James Jones or somebody else up there? Because 2025 is doing a lot. But in that, I stayed a no for a good while, and then the ladies of the district came back, and we met again, and they both were like, "We're here for you in this moment, but this is your time." And they both were like, "We got you. We are here. We are going to pray with you through this moment in time that you're down with the C word, but from there we need you to get up because this is the moment." And I said to them, "Let me pray on it. Let me pray." In the ending of the prayer, it was God was like, "I'm going to give you beauty for your ashes." And I heard him, and I got up and decided this is what we're doing.
that's amazing. You know, our stories parallel so much, and you know, my being in the political arena for the first time in 2024, and then in like I said 2025, it's like what in the world is going on? I lost my mom in May. You know, your father passed in April. My mom passed in May, and she was like would have been 93 years old on the third of this month. So, you know, for the 63 years, 64 years of my life, you
With
know,
the
I've had
purpose.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
had my mom, and so it puts you in a different headspace, and then. Um, right after that, you know, come November, you know, I go to the doctor and they tell me, well, you know, back in 2011, we took your prostate out, but guess what? There's what is called biochemistry recurrence prostate cancer. I'm like, wait a minute now, all that was supposed to be gone, you know.
Right. Right.
So now I'm having to deal with this again, and then you know, election time, the phone started ringing. Everybody started saying, "Hey, you know, you gonna do this? Are you gonna run? You gonna get back in there?" You know, and mine was a hard no,
Mhm.
because I was like, I'm like you, I wasn't in that space, and then you know, I started thinking about it. You know, are you being selfish and praying? And so
Mhm. Mhm.
once
Mhm.
it was determined that you know you were going to run and we were going to have good representation, I'm like, hey, let me continue to serve in another capacity, and we'll look at what God says about 2028 for another office or something, and that's
Gotcha.
where we are. But so Michelle, I really do understand, you know, what you have gone through, and you know, and people think that, you know, these things not only impact us, but they impact our family.
Absolutely.
Um, you know, when it came to making this decision to get back out here, how did your family receive?
So, my sister found out last week or a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, because she was a hard no. My mom is always that mother that is praying with me. Is if she believes that I believe that God is giving the green light, then she's going with the moment in time. Um, and my daughter is the same. She started off with my no. Running for mayor was a lot on us. It was a lot.
Yes.
And but after October, when the bell was rung and all of the things, she softened so much to my. I believe that this is what you were called to do, and so I'm with you. And so she's been rocking and rolling. It's been funny because my best friend and my goddaughter, they've been in and out on it. But the sister, I think I had that conversation with her when the announcement was made. She was out of town, and I called her and said, we need to talk.
So
Yeah.
So everybody's on board now.
Yes, yes, yes. And then you tagged her in something. And I had to laugh because you tagged her. Yes. Yes, yes,
Oh
yes. It was too
no,
funny.
my bad.
All is good. All is well.
Yeah. Well, that social media will get you into
It
some
will, it
stuff.
will. I looked on there and said, oh my gosh, we gotta talk.
Oh man, definitely. Well, we're kind of like in the 11th hour here. This has been
Yes,
some quick turnaround. The again, uh, we're talking about Sunday.
yeah, here.
Sunday is a huge day. We got tomorrow basically, and then 10 o'clock. The polls will open,
Hmm.
and it's time to take care of business. But I
Hmm.
want to talk about a couple of things, in terms of your platform,
Hmm.
and I want to go back. We know you have three, no, two other candidates running, but we want to focus on the Michelle train,
Sure,
and see how that train is going to run down the track to victory.
sure,
Uh, well, you can use that if you want to.
sure.
It's free.
Yes, the Michelle train.
Yeah, the Michelle train. So let's talk about the economy, and healthcare, and um, what is your vision, and what are your thoughts currently dealing with the economy, especially the Virginia economy?
So I think that it's it's a response that's bigger than the question. And I say that because we're in a moment in time where we look at an economy where federally so many things are being pulled.
Hmm.
Um, from a federal level, people are being furloughed, and so state legislators are having to make decisions um, that are tough because people are the federal government is knowing that legislators want people to be at work doing the things that they need to do so that they can take care of their families. And so we're working in an economy that, from a federal level, we don't have people that are playing fair. If I can start there, it's I hear one of the comedians, and he talks about being at the gas station and determining whether you're going to buy groceries or gas. And so here we are again in a predicament where, as a state legislator, um, we're trying to determine how we're going to help people with SNAP benefits, how we're going to open doors for new uh, um, new workforce opportunities, how we're going to open the door for many of those opportunities, and we're standing up against a federal government that's saying we're not backing that, which makes it complicated. So for me, walking in the door, it's um, first understanding the lay of the land, because anyone that is running and will be elected on Sunday has never been there before. That's number one. So as someone that has been on this side, I believe I'm the only candidate that has been on a side in political office enough to know that um, putting policies like ban the box was my first policy that was put forth so that we could open the door for people to have jobs and be able to work. And so it's looking at how we can better put policies in place so that the small window of opportunity that is there, that we are looking under every rock, every nook, and every cranny. Because at this moment, we've got to figure out as officials how to pivot. The same old, the old way of doing things, it's being cut off at the head. So where there were organizations nonprofits and organizations that were also offering employment, also offering housing, also offering some of the things. The funding has been cut off. So we're looking at a domino effect of people that could possibly themselves be out of a job, furloughed in a space. When federal doesn't do their job, then it then asks the state to step in and do a job. And then the local itself has to now figure out how to add to a moment in time. And so the thought process I need us to understand is you've got to really understand how government works. When you're having these conversations out here about all the things, because again, there's going to have to be some pivoting. You're going to
Right.
have to know how to do some pivoting to do some things. I am a nonprofit executive director, and the things that worked last year for Help Me Help You don't work this year. And so trying to figure out as an executive director, how do I pivot so that the people that we serve can continue to get excellence in service? How do we pivot so that the people that have barriers that are employed through Help Me Help You are not without employment and they can't even just go find employment because they have barriers. And so we need legislators that understand that you have to be good at pivoting. You have to be good at figuring out how to sit down, both Democratic and Republican, sitting together to figure out how we're going to open some other doors because doors are being closed through the economy from the federal level.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. The economy, again, is going to be, it's not going anywhere in terms of this conversation. So there's got to be a way to, again, reach across the aisle and work out and come up with solutions that's going to benefit, everybody. Because
Exactly.
regardless if you're Republican, Democrat, or independent, when you go to the grocery store, they don't ask you
They
about
do not.
party lines. So
No, they
yeah,
do not. They do not. And if we really look at this in the Commonwealth with this administration that we've had, we have not had as many uh, new employers coming to Virginia.
right.
The previous administration, we had more Amazon. We had more Amazons and others that came and planted roots here. Well, with this administration, able to see. So I'm hoping that Abigail will be able to go in there and be able to pivot and figure out how together we can really begin to build an economy that works. And while we're working to do that, also providing putting policies in place so that everyone can be afforded an opportunity to the employers as we seek to find those employees for Virginia.
And that's another point as we get ready to move toward a conversation here about safety. Having what Governor-elect Spanberg will need to make sure that there is the majority in the House is still, Democratic. The Senate is still Democratic in order to get things done. So this election Sunday is huge because we want to make sure that again that we have control of the House and have control of the Senate. So I brought that up, Michelle, to make sure people understand this is not just about it's just a whole election. No, this is vitally important.
Bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, you're right. It's bigger, and I always tell people this. If you complain about the things that are happening here in Virginia, guess what? It starts in the General Assembly. So
Yeah.
this is a important race. What the office that you're running from is vitally important. So we want to thank you for even stepping up to the plate to seek this office. Uh,
Absolutely.
as we transition here again, ladies and gentlemen, she's been up with the chickens, so we don't want to keep her up all night with the vampires as well. uh, let's talk about making Virginia safer because uh, we know there's a lot of things going on, and safety is always an issue. What are your thoughts and some of the things that you would like to advocate for when it comes to making Virginia safer?
This is something that again I do on a daily. Is work with a community of people who have been incarcerated, and so it's ensuring that we are putting forth legislation um, that is fair, that provides rehabilitation and true second chances. And then being real intentional about, for me, people and organizations that are doing the work.
Hmm.
Um, so again, if you don't have a clear understanding of local, state, and federal government, they are very intertwined. And so local generally cannot handle all of the ills that um, all of the ills that are so close and personal to a local government. When you're in local government, you're touching and feeling the gunshot. The thing is happening in your community. It's happening right here. It's something that somebody wants you to deal with right now. The police, this, that, and the third. But when you're on a state level, you're almost slightly removed from the
Some of the
the
day-to-day rituals,
day, but also where people hold you accountable for the moment.
right?
People don't really hold the General Assembly person accountable for what's happening in communities. And
Hmm.
so, because they don't, we have to be intentional about knowing that these are still our communities.
Right.
And in that, understanding that there are persons out, there are people out that are doing work to make sure that second chances are real, that making sure that we are putting policies in place for mental health, for substance abuse, for all types of ills that those who have been incarcerated come home and deal with, and then making sure that we are working to, on the front end, work with our youth so that they are getting proactive things to do, proactive uh, um, programs and community centers and all the things as youth, working on a proactive for our youth and working on the back end in state government. I believe that that is something that we need to make sure that we're being intentional about. And I don't know if it's always where we are. I
Hmm.
think that a lot of times we as state legislators, state legislatures, state legislators, we are all on the big ticket item. We all understand that healthcare is under attack. We all are understanding that women's health is under attack, and we need to deal with that. We are all looking at housing affordability to some degree. That's always coming up. So we're always in those spaces. But when it comes to justice reform, I don't know if we have a clear understanding of the intricate moment of what needs to take place and how we can be intentional about providing funding to local government so that programs can be an actual. That is to me how you really work to yield when we're talking about gun violence and things of that nature. Um, if we're living in a world where all of the things that are happening cause you and me cause us angst, if we're living in a world where the everyday average person is not knowing what's going to happen next when they're furloughed, we really have to be an intentional as a people to put policies in place. So because when someone who's already gone through the justice system that really didn't work for them are out here, And we have not put policies in place. We have not made our communities welcoming enough where someone who's been in, or our young people can be a part of the community. If we have not done our part, then we're asking for it to go left. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We're asking for it to go left. So for me, all the things are intertwined. If we're not doing our part to make sure that public education is working for our children, then you can expect something to go left on the back end. Mm-hmm. And so you've got to make sure that you're doing your part as a legislator to make sure that that teacher pay is working, that all the pieces on the front end, that you're being intentional about them, so that we can make sure that justice reform is happening with the people that are coming out of prison, so that we can build a strong economy for all of those that are involved.
Right.
That is how you got to see it holistically. It's not really one thing. It's not one thing without the other thing. Yeah. And I think that sometimes we get it. We don't see it holistically. For example, I talk to legislators, and right now, when you look in a system, you can see that there is funding for our children. And kudos to that. Kudos to everybody that's now pivoting their organization, and we're going to fund the children. Okay. But their parents are the first responders in their life. And so if there are families that employment is a problem, if there are families who somebody has been incarcerated, then again, without working on it from a holistic point of view, they're all sleeping in the car.
Right.
They're all at the hotel. So for everybody to choose, to me, the lower hanging fruit, which is the children, mm-hmm. and not be intentional about all of the other pieces that may be harder to deal with, but yet they still need to be. Right. I am the legislator that says we can't this can't be the only piece we deal with. We've got to make sure that we're doing it in such a way that it bridges the family back together. And from there, the family is able to find real, true housing that is affordable. And then the child has a more stable place to go to school, and the parents can then go to work. Right. All of the pieces have to be put in place. And I think that sometimes we as legislators are not catching all of the pieces that are required for families to be as successful as a family can be. Even just stable. Not even we need to go to successful, just stable as a family can be.
You're right, and as you indicated, one thing impacts the other. All down that list. It just can't be we focus totally on healthcare, or safety, or because again, all of them are intertwined, and they have to be dealt with equal footing and equal attention. Again, Michelle, I promise you I wasn't going to hold you long because we want to make sure that you get some rest, because tomorrow's going to be another busy day for us. As we close out this evening, why should the people go to the polls on Sunday and vote for you?
I'm asking the people to go to the polls and vote for me because I'm led to run for this office because I'm you. I have had the experiences in my life. I am a business owner. I just told you all that I went through a moment in time with the C word, and health insurance was not on my side. And so I had to figure out how to be in a situation and be concerned about what that bill was going to look like when that through it and at the end of it. And I don't want anyone to have to be in a predicament where they are concerned more about the bill than their health. And so we need legislators that have experience in the matter, but not just the matter, but experience fighting for people. And my track record has shown that I will fight for people. I am running for this seat and I'm asking for people to vote for Michelle Mosby because my motto has always been that I am in this because I want to partner in the process to bring power back to people. And doing so is through policy.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we don't understand it, but policy can change a whole lot of things. And I'm gonna, kind of leave it with this. My daughter and I, we do a lot of TV, we watch a lot of movies, we watch a lot of just stuff. But we have realized since 2012, when I was on council up until this moment, the amount of television shows, even down to Bewitched, where we've seen people have to go in and fight for the stoplight walking across the street. You didn't realize it then that it was government. You didn't realize that someone was elected to do a thing on the TV show when you were a kid watching the show, but it's there. And so I'm simply saying we've got to make sure that we have a clear understanding of how this affects our lives. And I'm running because I am the closest we're going to get to the community, like the community.
All right.
And we need someone that understands our community, will fight for our community, have experienced so much of what the community has experienced. And together, we can make the changes that we've been looking for. And so I'm asking you to try it again with me. Many of you have been in this thing with me, trying to get me in some spaces, but this is the moment. I believe that this is the moment right here where all of your hard work are coming to the voting ballot. This is it. This is the moment. I need you to get there on Sunday from 10 to 6, and I need you to do it again for me and let your voices be heard. We can make the changes in the General Assembly that we've been looking for. I believe in partnerships. I believe in relationships. We already have so many of those. And so let's do it, y'all. If you haven't seen it, I just ran in a race for mayor. And in that, I called every person that I ran with and against in the moment to ask them for their support. I received support from our current Mayor Danny Avula, Mr. Neblett. I called because that was a race. That's then. This is now. And we've been building relationships since that moment. And so what I'm trying to get you to understand is I'm a person that builds relationships. I don't stay in the thing. I build relationships, and it shows today.
Right.
Before this race, Mayor Avula has been over to help me help you. We played kickball together. I build relationships.
Right.
And relationships are necessary to get the job done. And we need someone that has already been there, understands the community, and will work tirelessly to bring the change that we need in our communities and in Virginia, in the Commonwealth.
You're absolutely correct, Michelle. Working in the House of Delegates, working with the senators, you got to have relationships with them. And so for me, and I did this officially a couple of days ago, but we're going to do it again here tonight for Cruz Inc. Media and Cruz Inc. Radio 102.8. And we, again, officially endorsed you. Why? Because, as we talked off in another conversation, you've always been accessible. You've been transparent. You've been the same day one. And spirit knows spirit. And you have to understand, a person's motive. And for you to, after all that you've been through, decide to get back out here and want to push forward, and make a better 77 district. That was a selling point for me, and I challenged you on something, and you stepped up to the challenge. And that's the type of person I'm looking at, because I live in this district, and so I want to be able to, you know, if I bring a challenge, meet that challenge head on, and then we move on from there. And you did that, and I'm glad to say, everybody, Sunday, Sunday, ride this Michelle Mosby train all the way to the winning circle, so that we can get ready for January. And it's going to be, again, I know 2026 is going to be a great year, and we wish you the very best. And yeah, I'll be out there rooting and pulling and trying to get this train across the line.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
We appreciate you. And again, we want you to go get some rest.
Yeah.
You know, the roosters will be up in a few minutes. So
yeah.
All vampires can go to bed now.
Yeah. I think they're getting ready to get up.
Yeah, you're right. This is their time.
Yeah.
So again, any closing words, Michelle, as we get ready to sign off tonight?
Closing words is I need to see you all at the polls on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Richmond location is Richmond School for the Arts, the former George West High School. We'll be there from 10 to 6 p.m. And then the Chesterfield location is Providence Middle School. We'll be there from 10 to 6 p.m. So we need you to either show up before church, show up after church, but show up. Last week, you all came out to the polls. We and others were all surprised at the number of people that came out in a firehouse primary. I need you to do it again. Let's do it again. Richmond, you all showed up in major numbers. I need you to get back out to that poll again. Chesterfield, I am no stranger to you. It's ironic, or not, maybe not, but this is the district in which I started. I went to Reams Run Elementary School, and that is a part of this district, Swift Creek and Monacan. And so I need you all to show up at the polls on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I appreciate all of you, and I can't wait to see you all on Sunday.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in to Cruz Inc. Radio 102.8 TV. If you missed the episode, you can go to our Facebook page, you can go to my personal page, or you can go to our YouTube site, which is Cruz Inc. Radio 102.8 TV on YouTube. We certainly appreciate you all. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend tomorrow about the election. Make sure you all are doing whatever you can to get the Michelle Mosby train across the line of victory. We love you, and as I always say, whatever comes from the heart reaches the heart. Let somebody know how much you care about them before it's everlasting too late. Again, thank you to our sponsors, the G Law Firm. We certainly appreciate you all. God bless you. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe. All right. Have a good night.
Good night.
What happened was a machine came down, clamped both of my hands down, and had removed 6 digits. I was in a bad situation. I didn't know what else to do, and I know I needed some type of help, so I called the G Law Firm. They gave me confidence throughout the whole case that everything was going to be fine. They're not only lawyers, but they are family. Call the G Law Firm. I did.